I wanted to spend some time answering the most common questions about media. What is the best time to post on social media? Well, a lot of it is going to have to do with who's your audience and what you're posting. So for a nonprofit that is primarily centered around helping children, you're going to want to target parents and grandparents. So first thing you're going to want to do is know that a lot of parents are on Facebook. That's where most of the older people are. It's going to be on Facebook. You will be able to target quite a bit on Instagram. Facebook is probably your best bet for something just like this. And then what you're going to want to do is know that people typically work 9 to 5. So posting around the time people wake up and around the time they go to bed is going to be your best bet. So maybe somewhere between 6 and 8 a.m. and then posting again sometime between 7 and 8 p.m. could be the best option for you. A lot of it's going to depend on your current traffic anyway. So what you're going to want to do is go to your insights on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and then read and look and see what time people are already engaging with your content, and then just post then. How often should you post on social media? Now, there are two main schools of thought. You have people like Gary Vee, who think you should post multiple times a day as much as humanly possible. And then you have photographers who post maybe 3 times a week. Both have very large followings, but the biggest difference is both have 2 different type of audiences. So again, you're gonna wanna look and see who your audience is and how often they would most likely look at your content. For your nonprofit, you might want to post 2 or 3 times a day. You're gonna wanna post on multiple platforms and then just get out in front of as many people as possible, as often as possible. But for you, you might be a little more niche and you're gonna wanna target specific people at specific times. So then you might only post 3 or 4 times a week. It's really gonna depend on who you are and who you're trying to reach. Which social media platform should you use for your business? Well, sadly, a lot of it depends on your audience. If you're trying to target younger audiences, you might want to use TikTok. That's where most of your younger people, your younger adults are. So you can make little short videos and post them on there, and you'll be able to reach a lot of people easily and free. I highly recommend it. I personally don't use TikTok, but it's not really where I'm headed. So I don't really need it. You might want it. However, it's still going to depend on your audience, whether you want to use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever. You're going to want to target the people where they are already instead of trying to pull people to new platforms. I've seen people try and use GroupMe and stuff, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The best option is going to be going where the people are already. What kind of content should I post? I like to recommend 2 things. Add value to people and tell stories. If you can do those 2 things, your social media will grow. So if you can give out free information, like look at Heritage of Hope. They're always giving out information about how to spot human trafficking, what to look for, when to look for it, what are the biggest red flags, what are some statistics, but they're also telling stories. They're also talking about their newest rescue and some of the women they're helping right now. I would recommend doing something just like that. I would focus on those 2 things. If you can add value to people and you can tell stories, then I would start posting it everywhere. What percentage of people are actually looking at your content? Well, sadly, on average, so Instagram and Facebook, they haven't released full true numbers, but on average, people are seeing about 7% of their followers are seeing their content. The main reason is their algorithms are sending posts to the people that interact with them already. So what you're gonna wanna do is post as much interactive content as you can, whether you have people comment on your stuff or you post in your stories and have stickers that people can interact with. Those people that interact more often are most likely to see your stuff. So if you have 100 followers, 7% is 7 people. So you could see somewhere around 7 people interacting with your stuff. but the more people interact, the higher the percentage will be. So you just started your nonprofit and you want to know how to launch your pages. This is how I would personally recommend it. On Instagram, go ahead and post 9 pictures so that your grid is full when people go and see your stuff. And then just post as often as you'd like. I recommend posting much more often when you first start, just so people have more of a chance to see what you're posting. And try and interact with other people on there, whether they are your followers already or people you follow. Try and interact with people and get some conversations going. That's gonna help tremendously. On Facebook, I would post some videos and a few photos. I'm seeing where regular photo posting is helping tremendously, and having videos sporadically are helping people stay engaged and share your content. So right when you start, I would post your story and your logo and maybe a photo. Then if you have one, maybe a few days later, go ahead and post a video about who you are and what exactly you're doing. That way you have content on both Facebook and Instagram for people to see. If you're starting TikTok, I would go ahead and post once and try and post every few days, because the biggest thing with TikTok is the more you scroll, the more spread out posts will be. And so people probably won't see your post very often, especially if you only post once. So I would post every few days so that you try and stay relevant on people's timeline. That's gonna do it today for our most common questions about media and marketing and getting your name out there. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to respond and maybe make a video about your question in the future. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell so you can see when our new videos go live. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything we do is funded by people just like you. We work off sponsorships so that we can provide free media and free media training to nonprofits in need to help save them thousands and potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. If you'd like to join, click the link below and be a part of telling these nonprofit stories.